Hello, everybody. It's Stitty Goose back again with another video. We're in episode number 79 of this series. Um, Game 3 of, I guess, Coming Back from the Dead. Here we go. We're playing against our COC MP from the United States, just like me, and we're going into a French defense. And he goes into the exchange variation. This will be an interesting game for sure. The French defense exchange variation is often known to be very drawish. The reason that is because, well, look at this. The pawn structure is going to be the exact same. Um, I'm going to go ahead and play knight e7 over here with the idea of trading this bishop off eventually. And actually, it looks like he played the same exact thing with the same exact idea. It's not a very rare idea. But yeah, here we go. We're going to play this bishop over here. Of course, if he takes, then I take back. Um, yeah, that's an idea. But he doesn't take here. And honestly, if I take right here and his queen takes, and then I castle, it's not the best because I'm hoping his queen develop. If he takes over here and then I take with my knight, now my knight is developed. So I'd rather him take on my terms. So I'm not going to take on his terms. I'm going to go ahead and just castle. As easy as that for now. Um, okay, so he played his bishop here first to e3 and now to g5. He has spent a tempo. Not too big of a deal, but he has spent a tempo on, I guess, getting that bishop out. Over here, he is pinning my knight to my queen. So right now, if it was his turn, once again, you just take this free bishop. That would not be great. So I can't just play something like knight d7, try to like go to f6, because that'll just blunder this bishop. If we take right now, his queen is going to take it. That's a little annoying, just a little annoying. Um, but I'm thinking, what else can we do? What else can we do? We could play f6, but it just feels a little awkward. And if his knight eventually gets to this square, my e6 square is going to be a bit weak. So I don't like that too much at all. Yeah, I do not like this. I don't want his knight getting here. I feel like this square is just a little important. We could play something like, no, we can't play this though, because you just take here, and then we take back, and then we lose this bishop. That still doesn't work. h6 doesn't work over here. So I think we actually might just be forced to take over here. Not too bad. But better things could have been done. Okay. Um, yeah, so we're over here now. Let's see. I'm thinking of just playing c6 because his queen could come up here eventually and attack this pawn. If you play something like knight here, this pawn's also going to be in danger. So I think c6 is just a very nice move for both things, I guess. Dealing with this, just protecting this pawn, and also taking away the square from this queen. He goes ahead with knight to d2, which is pretty cool. I think I'm also just going to go ahead and play queen c7 here. We're doing a little bit of an attack, poking at this pawn, but we're also unpinning this knight. So now this knight is free to go maybe like here. Okay, his knight comes over here. Makes sense. Over here, I think I'm just going to go ahead and put this knight on g6. I think this is a perfect square for the knight. Um, he did protect this pawn, so we can't just take over there. I'm going to go ahead and put this knight over here because it is controlling this square, so that's important. Controlling this square too, which also feels just a little important. Yeah, it's nice. I could play h6 here and try to kick this bishop out. He can't go here, otherwise I'll just take. He takes. I get a big pawn. He's not going to go here either because he's just going to lose a piece. He would go back to like maybe maybe to e3, which isn't the greatest because he's just blocking his bishop, or his rook, sorry. Or to d2, which, I mean, again, it doesn't feel like a great square for the piece. I think I'm going to go ahead with this move, though, because it just seems like a solid move from what we have just now, I guess, calculated. So I'll go ahead and play h6. Bishop has to move. I'm expecting d2 because e3 just doesn't feel good with blocking the rook, especially since he just moved the rook to this file. So I'm expecting d2. And I guess maybe we're going to move an... Oh! He played this move. Am I missing something? If I take here, he takes back. I give him a check, and maybe he plays king h1. We have to move our bishop back, or else he's going to play g3 and then get us trapped up. So I guess we just come all the way back here. And I guess we're giving him this square. So maybe knight here, which is a little annoying, but it's not the worst. And then if we play something like knight here, I guess his queen, here. No, he doesn't have queen here because the bishop's still controlling it. So I'm not exactly sure what he thinks he's doing. But I think I'm going to go ahead and take a pawn. I'm going to go ahead and take a pawn. Something we could do is actually go to this square. If he takes, I guess I take back. Doesn't feel too great, but it is playable for sure. I guess, yeah, also the idea would just be coming here and here. Or we can go all the way here and then come to the square like this, which I feel just seems a little safer. I don't really want to give up my bishop for this knight. Also, it just helps him put his queen over here, I guess. Or over here. Or just a multitude of spots that I don't really want his queen to be on. Anyways, I want to play something like knight d7, knight f6. Really just put the rook over here. Yep, I am not afraid of this. If he takes with this, I'm fine because this is a really strong knight. So I'd be happy for him to take. Okay. This is definitely interesting. We could take here, but yeah, he's going to take with the knight. If he takes with the queen, I'll just take the queen. But he's going to take with the knight, which, yeah, I don't really enjoy too much because after all that, he's going to get this rook move in. And he's going to be pretty active. We don't want that. We could play knight here, which does feel pretty good. It's taking away this square from him as well. So he's not going to be like playing this move and then getting into this square. That'd be annoying for sure. So I think this is the move. I think this is the move. Let's go for it. And now we can probably just play like rook e1 or rook e8 and try to trade this off. Feels solid. But I don't want to get ahead of myself just yet. We have to be careful about like this kind of sack where this happens and then something. Right now he doesn't have much of a threat because he can't get his queen onto like this square. But he goes ahead and plays this move. Interesting. Yeah, that's definitely interesting. Rook there is pretty cool. I'm already thinking of moves like, oh, can I put my knight here and try to attack this pawn and this? Doesn't seem to work because I'm just going to protect like this. What if we play this move? He's just going to go here. Again, that doesn't work either. Something that I was looking at, again, yeah, rook e1, but I guess he just double his rooks. If we do take, he's going to take with his rook. He can go here, but doesn't really do too much because he still has the rook. And after he takes our rook, we take with the knight, and our knight's going to be ending up on e1, or e8, sorry, and doesn't feel like the best, right? So I'm not too interested in that. I was thinking, another thing I was thinking about was like, oh, well, he just took another square away from this rook. If we could play the g6, it's not really trapping him though, because first of all, he can take a free pawn. Second of all, he actually can just take our bishop still. So that's not too much of a thing. If we do play this though, and then he goes here, I guess we can play the rook e1, and now we have control of this diagonal, or of this thing. So actually, I'm going to try this out. No, but if we go here, we're going to give up this square. Don't want to give up that square, actually. I do not want to give up that square. Yeah, because if I do this, he's going to play this. And yeah, I do not want to actually give this up. It can just get a little messy. If I do this, and he plays this, and we play here, and he takes, and I take, and he takes, and I take, and knight takes. I guess I have queen here. Okay, let's go ahead and just play with this move. I think this is fine, actually. Can't be bad. He goes ahead with this move. If I take here, rook doesn't want to take, obviously, or else he's going to drop this. Knight has to take. Knight takes. Yep. And I guess I can take over here, or should I play this move? Attacking this pawn. Let's do this one. Ooh, we actually might have had this move. Yeah, I think actually we missed the tactic. We had knight g4 after that, attacking the rook and this. And the rook was sort of pinned. That's fine, though. This is, I mean, this is fine. Not a problem at all. I mean, we've got a very strong queen. That is for sure. He's going to go ahead and offer us a queen trade, and it feels like it is almost forced. Because if I don't do that, then I'm coming all the way back here to protect this knight. And I don't know how I feel about that. Because he's going to have control over this entire thing now. So I think I'm going to have to go for it. And I'll just jump into the square. Taking away this. I'm also attempting to hop into here and win a pawn from somewhere. Win some sort of pawn. Yep, let's take this pawn. We're attacking here as well now. Great. If we go here, we're attacking this pawn. He has to push it. And then if... I think it's time to bring my king down, honestly. Let's play this first, just so we're controlling this stuff. Right? Don't want his knight to get too strong. He goes ahead and plays that move. No worries. I'm going to start bringing my piece over. Let's go check here and then back to f6. This square looks kind of fine. I like this square. Yep. I'm going to go here because we are actually just threatening checkmate. f6 would just be mate. And he falls for it. He fell for it, guys. That's pretty funny. I think we actually did miss a bit of a tactic, but that is checkmate. So we're going to take those rating points, and now we're at 2026. Let's go ahead and do game review because we've got to make sure that we didn't miss anything. It did say that we had 2 mistakes. Let's check it out. And for some reason, this is still just a little broken, but here is the engine, and then here is the board, and now we're ready to rumble. Let's go ahead and let's check this out. Starting off with the opening, French defense exchange variation seems pretty easy enough, and you can really play anything. Like, I mean, let's look at the analysis. Top 3 moves, very natural move. C6 is playable. Bishop d6 is playable. But knight c6 is playable. Bishop, this is playable. h6 is playable. Everything's playable. So really, there's not much trouble unless you're actually just blundering a piece completely. But regardless, this is how it went. We played bishop f5. This happens. We take. That's the best move. This is all fine. c6 is excellent. This is great. Knight g6 is a bit of an inaccuracy. Apparently, it wanted us to play rook e8. Okay. It's on an open file, which, yeah, it's definitely cool. But I feel like he just has this move, and I'm not exactly sure where we're going with this. Still seems even. I wish I could tell you why it's not that. It's why this is better, but I like this move just a little bit more because I guess we're keeping this controlled. But I guess right now it's not much of a threat because even if we do play rook e8 and then he does this, it's still a free piece. So I guess this was not really necessary just yet. But this is what we played. Play h6, and he goes ahead and plays bishop h4, which is a bit of a mistake because he does drop a pawn, and we go all the way back to d6, which is the best move. Great, keeping the bishop. Knight f5 is an inaccuracy. It does look like a really strong square for the knight, and it certainly is. It's attacking this bishop, it's attacking these 2 pawns, and it feels nice, right? But it's not doing anything, I guess. There's not actually too much of a threat. And I'm just going to go ahead and develop. He plays this move. And apparently, I should have played bishop f4 here because he does give up the square. He does give up the square. But I don't know if I like this too much because of like letting him in here. But I guess right now we still have this. Well, actually, let's check this out. Bishop f4 and knight takes g7 is one of the best moves. I'm very confused. Oh, okay. So there's knight takes g7, g7, I take here. he gives me a check, and now if I go to either of these squares, he's gonna have the ability to do some interesting discoveries. So I'm not gonna really entertain it. But King H8, and then I'm gonna lose a pawn right here too. And that's not true because my bishop is controlling it. So I'm all safe. So I'm not exactly sure why that's even an idea, but apparently, yeah, knight h5 is a move which I was kind of thinking about, and just again seems like a nice strong move. But I do have g6, which is a fork, and if you just take here, I'm just gonna go ahead and take back. I'm still attacking here. Queen h3 apparently is the best move, which I apparently this is even. What? Whoa! All of a sudden this game is even. Whoa! Computer's actually stuck in a bit of thought. And now it's saying bishop f4 is a mistake. Wait a second. Sorry, wait. After this, wait. Oh, okay. It was saying this was the best move. Okay, I guess I should have just taken here. Which makes sense. Yeah, but no, but actually at first, yeah, bishop f4 does come up. You see that? That's very cool. Bishop f4 does come up, but then all of a sudden it finds this knight h5 move at a much higher depth. And then it gets confused. Because I guess, I mean, now, yeah, the white has two knights looking at this g6 pawn, and it does look quite a bit scary. But yeah, it's very interesting. Let's go ahead with this, with what we, no, with what it actually wanted. What it actually would have wanted was, oh, actually taking right here. Taking right here works. Queen takes, I'm going to take, knight's going to take, he doesn't want to double his pawns, right? And then here, you're probably going to play like rook e8, one of the rooks. If you play this is a bit scary because he does get this move in, and now he has some active rooks, and you don't want to give that up. So I would play something like this, and after move takes, well, he doesn't want to take because now all of a sudden you have this amazing rook, and you're just going to keep climbing up like this. Very easy. But that's not what actually happened in the game. I actually played this just fine. Queen f3 is one of the better moves for him, but he didn't play that. He played this move. And over here, I did have rook f to e8. He goes here. And I think over here, exactly, I had knight g4. I have knight g4 now. Knight g4 with the threat of attacking that rook and this pawn, because that would be a royal fork. Earlier, he had the idea of just like playing this. But this doesn't work because now this rook is hanging. This rook is actually pinned, which is pretty crazy. Very tactical position. If you just play something like this, which is still going to take over here, attack his queen, and if he takes this back, we're going to win this rook. So it's just completely winning for us. Not even a chance for him. We missed that, and he plays knight takes g3, giving us the opportunity again, but we missed it again. I called it right after I made this move, which is so unfortunate. I'm very unfortunate. But he's going to take, and it comes down to this thing. We're still up a pawn, and our queen is much more active. He offers a queen trade, and that kind of seals the deal. We are up a pawn in an endgame. We both have knights, but my knight gets much more active, much more quickly, and I'm winning against another pawn. And after this, he kind of just walks himself into... Oh, this is actually just mate in 2. I didn't even realize this is just mate in 2. I guess he has no way to stop it. Whoops. Yeah, he actually has no way to stop it. Again, his king is completely trapped. And what is his knight? His knight can't stop this. So he is actually just trapped. He walked himself into a really precarious situation, and he gets punished for it. Very interesting game with a very cool end. He did win King of the Hill, but he lost the actual chess game. Very unfortunate. But we're gonna go ahead, take those 7 rating points, I think it was, add it to our stash, and now we're at 2026, winning in the French Defense Exchange variation. I don't think there's anything else for this game, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it short. Again, 19 minutes, but I'll go ahead and see you guys later. Bye bye.